Question number 2, Andrew Bailey.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. What reports has he received on the expected impact of the Kaikōura earthquake on gross domestic product?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, in the short term, the earthquake is clearly having a major impact on the economies of Kaikōura and surrounding areas. But in contrast to the Christchurch earthquake, the impact looks to be relatively localised. The Upper South Island region, which includes Tasman, Nelson, Marlborough and the West Coast, makes up 3.5% of New Zealand's economy, or 8.3 billion in regional gross domestic product. By comparison, Canterbury's GDP was 33 billion and Wellington's 32. The ANZ and BNZ are predicting a small dint in economic activity in the final part of this quarter and the first quarter of next year. The preliminary advice I've received suggests that this could be about right.
A supplementary question, Andrew Bailey.
What lessons have been learned from the Christchurch earthquakes?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, as the Prime Minister said yesterday, they're two different events presenting different challenges. But one of the biggest lessons from Christchurch was how resilient and adaptable New Zealanders and New Zealand businesses are. Despite the devastation caused by those earthquakes, the impact on GDP was less than many expected, if only because businesses whose premises were destroyed found other premises to operate out of, employing their staff and meeting the needs of their customers. That's why we're doing everything we can in the coming months to assist businesses to keep going and to weather the immediate impact of the quake.
Supplementary question, Andrew Bailey.
What effect will the Kaikōura earthquake have on the government's future investment plans?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, we're obviously going to have to invest significant sums of money in things that just a week ago we didn't anticipate. It will take some time to get a clearer picture of the impact of the earthquake on the government's overall investment program. Ideally, we'd be able to continue with all other investments at the same time as incur the cost of fixing the damage. We may be able to do that because we've got a growing economy, the government's books are in good shape, and domestic and international confidence in New Zealand remains high. We'll get the opportunity to consider these issues both in the context of the half-year update due in about a month and then Budget 2017.
Supplementary
question, Andrew Bailey.
What other lessons have been learnt from recent unexpected events?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, I think the principal lesson is simply the vulnerability of New Zealand to natural disasters, even if we've got better at being resilient to international economic shocks. The government is actually just tipping over 17 billion of expenditure in the rebuild of Christchurch, a significantly higher amount than we anticipated at the time of the earthquakes. But because of good, reasonable fiscal constraint, we have been able to hold relatively low levels of debt, and debt is now just beginning to drop. So the reason we're able to repair the damage caused by this earthquake is because of general fiscal prudence across the public services, but also because the cost of repairing Christchurch has been well managed, particularly by my colleague Jerry Brownlee, the Minister in charge of the Christchurch earthquake.
Question number